In today's video, we'll be discussing TKO stock. Some of the information that we'll be sharing will be disturbing and vile and rather upsetting. What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you are all well. Just to start and put a bit of context into why I'm doing this video, I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. I'm actually going to WrestleMania this April, and I was there 5 years ago at WrestleMania 35. I've been to many pay-per-views, many wrestling events, and I watch it religiously with my cousin. We love wrestling. It's a male soap opera. We know it's choreographed and all that, but we enjoy it. Over our period, we have seen some very questionable creative, let's just say, from WWE, which is all being fed through Vince Kennedy McMahon. But the stuff that is coming out the last 2 days is completely disturbing. It has been alleged that he has been involved in sex trafficking and defecating on female colleagues' head. This is a man who is 70 years old. This is a man who has made a small wrestling promotion to one of the biggest companies in the entire world, worth billions. So based on my history with WWE, it was only natural that on the Discord channel we have covered WWE stock many times. I have been swinging in and out of it over the last sort of 5 years based on different types of news, just understanding sort of the business model, what's likely to make things pop. For example, right now the rumor of The Rock coming back for WrestleMania has got a lot of excitement, and that was confirmed only on Tuesday with the Raw on Netflix deal coming in January 2025. This is a huge deal, £5 billion, 500 million roughly every single year for the privilege to share their live content. This is a huge deal, a game-changing deal, and WWE, to their credit, have been pioneers to do a lot of groundbreaking things. They were one of the first sports entities to ever go to Saudi Arabia, and look how sports has developed there, whatever your personal feelings are in the whole Saudi movement. While I don't agree personally with the whole Saudi situation, I do like the fact that WWE was able to introduce women and bring through the women's rights and stuff, and bring women wrestlers there compared to their first show to where it is now. It's truly remarkable. This really picked up steam a couple of years ago. We seen Shane McMahon, his son, leave WWE. We seen Vince tweet saying that it was time for him to retire. These allegations came out that it was NDAs, non-disclosure agreements were issued. He was trying to cover up what we believed, or what we were told at the time, were consensual sexual relationships. I think everyone on their granny knew that Vince and Linda McMahon were only together for their personal reasons, for business reasons. I don't think they were in a loving marriage. But listen, what goes on behind closed doors and all of that. The allegations, and we'll have to stress, these are allegations. Vince is obviously saying that this is manipulated. This is exaggerated versions of the truth, and he's going to fight it the whole way. And as always, innocent until proven guilty. But him resigning today and the actions over the last year would lead you to think that he knew he was going to be in a lot of bother. What was crazy to me was that The Rock was spotted with Vince McMahon and Triple H after joining the WWE TKO board of directors. So there's been huge changes for TKO. They've got The Rock on $30 million, and they've given him the rights to The Rock name. He is now on as a sort of a director, and he's going to be a big part of what's going on in the future. And that's probably almost confirmed that he will be at WrestleMania 40, which I hope, for personal reasons, I hope that. And you can see here, there's a picture. He's right beside Vince McMahon. And I challenge that this has all come out, and he is right beside him, ringing the bell in New York Stock Exchange only on Tuesday. The next day, the allegations came out, and then on Friday, we had him resign. What a turbulent couple of days. Triple H has been there. He's head of creative. And I've noticed when I look at a lot of the pictures recently, it seems to be almost Triple H. He's always sort of been distanced from it. No real conversations about him. Always being photographed well away from Vince. We know that Stephanie McMahon gave up her tenure at January time. You just feel that behind closed doors, they knew this was coming, and they were very much preparing for this to come. We can see here from Sky News today, Vince McMahon resigns from WWE parent company TKO after sexual misconduct lawsuit is being filed. McMahon resigns out of respect, but says he will vigorously defend himself against the baseless accusations. Former employee Janelle Grant filed a graphic lawsuit on Thursday, stuff that we can't really possibly talk about on the YouTube channel. There is, I think, a 60+ page document. I've had a good read through it. There's text messages. There's a split, really graphic detail within it. It's quite disturbing. So if you are going to read it, be prepared for it's just some horrific stuff. 78-year-old faces multiple accusations, including forcing Grant into sexual relationship to keep her job and sharing pornographic photos and videos of her with other men, including WWE staff. Mrs. Grant is seeking compensation and to have the court void a $3 million non-disclosure agreement, of which she alleges she only received $1 million. You can see here further pictures. Vince, The Rock, only on Tuesday. He's hugging The Rock. They're having great times. It's crazy to think that this would all come out only a mere 24 hours later. I'm not going to talk any more about the allegations because they have separated. They are no longer one combined thing. Let's have a look at how TKO stock performed. Well, obviously on the week it had a huge day. On Monday when that news broke of the Netflix deal and then they rang the bell the next day, this stock, rightly so, popped 23%. On the year, it's had a bit of a turbulent time. It's a huge deal to have WWE, and TKO also has the UFC under its umbrella. Now, to look at the sort of relationship here, UFC have Dana White, and Dana White has some terrible allegations that were sort of brushed underneath the carpet. You can do your own research into that as well. So it's not a great look for the TKO group to have these types of men in power. I'm surprised personally that they didn't take the weekend with it being the stock exchange. I thought perhaps they would leave it until Monday, but I'm actually personally glad that they just stepped up and went, we don't need him no more. Let's get rid of him. The company was going in a new direction. He really didn't have the power that he once had. He's forfeited. He did sell a lot of stock. He's phasing himself out. The McMahons in general have went radio silent. There's other people named in the allegations. They have went radio silent, and understandably, why would you want to be commenting on this? You want to let the legal people deal with this. Who knows what will happen with them, but the key thing is here that they have left TKO Group Holdings. TKO Group Holdings has made some fantastic acquisitions with the Netflix deal, with the talk of TV deals, films that are coming out with The Rock on board now. WrestleMania is shaping up to be one of the biggest of all time. WrestleMania 40, the who's who of wrestlers are involved there. It feels like to me TKO Group will go from strength to strength. I think these allegations, this sort of dark cloud was always over TKO Group. A lot of the TKO written information that was put out to the press did sort of have Vince McMahon as a potential risk, as advised to the shareholders, which I thought spoke volumes. There was allegations around him. There was a whole investigation done internally by WWE, and nothing really came of that, unfortunately. And in the lawsuit, it now says that it was a sham, I think is what the terms were. Now you've got a situation where she's suing them for damage. Will it become a criminal investigation? Only time will tell. What I fear for TKO is who all was involved and who all knew about this and how much more messy can it get. If you read through the documentation, it does say there was a lot of WWE officials that knew about this. On the flip side, WWE did, when they merged, did do a lot of clearing of dead wood in their talks. They were saying that it was to do with, well, we're UFC, we're joining this company, we've got a lot of people doing the same job, we no longer need these people. Perhaps that was then getting rid of anyone that was guilty. We know John Laurinaitis, who's also heavily named in this, is just as much as Vince. He's been long gone, complete radio silence. So it feels like perhaps internally they knew this. Morally, should they have done more? Could they have done more? It's not for us to comment on it. Whatever the truth is in this scenario comes out, and the right punishment is there for whatever unfolds. I think people need to just remember the sensitive nature of this and be careful what they're saying. It is alleged. He is not guilty completely. But when you look at the character, you look at the movements, you look at all the different things that he did with creative, that he actually did on television, it does make you think of other predators that potentially were out there using their power, using their situation to allow them to act in this way or whatever. It's crazy. TKO Group, though, I think don't really personally have too much to worry about unless there is people in the organization that could be dragged into this. I think they've cut their tears with Vince. They've signed a new deal. They've The Rock on board. The future does look fantastic. WWE Royal Rumble is on tonight. I will be watching it live. It's the start of WrestleMania season. This is the busiest, best time of the year for a wrestling fan. There's a lot to look forward to. I think TKO Group with the UFC merger and TKO, one of the biggest sort of joint sports enterprises in the entire world now, with the Saudi money coming in. I think there's a lot of upside here. Tip Ranks is giving it a 25% uprise from here, a high being on 125, the average 108, and the low of 92. So even on the low forecast, we've still got significant upside based on the price that of $86. Now, what will this news do on Monday? My personal feeling is that it probably won't do a lot. It probably will sell off a bit, just naturally from this pump and the negative news that's around it. But does it fall 20% or something? I don't think it does. So let's have a look at the actual technical analysis on this. You can see it's just on a lovely trend. Now it's broke down to the downside, and we were trying to go, and we were in this new channel, we were looking to go up. We are below the 200-day moving average, so it is in a bearish run. You can see it's kind of went up and touched the 200-day moving average, and it's starting to taper off. I would be not investing in this. Too much uncertainty, although I don't think the share price will be massively affected by this news. I do think there's too much uncertainty. I do think we've just touched the 200-day moving average. We are bearish. We are down here. We're out of this channel. But I wouldn't be surprised after a couple of weeks, the dust settled. If we get above this 200-day moving average, we wouldn't take off. I think there is a lot of huge, exciting potential with WWE, TKO, UFC, the merger, what it looks like, the rumors of talk, the pump. I think if The Rock gets announced for WrestleMania, that will see the share price jump. And I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. How much do the markets bake that in right now? We will wait and see. But that is the video. I wanted to cover this because it's a stock that we've not covered on the channel before specifically. I've talked about it in the Discord. It's actually crazy to think about a year ago. It was 75%, 20% today. You know, we made some good money over this news playing it. But WWE stock is now gone. It is now TKO. And for me, I would be watching carefully, but I wouldn't be quite investing yet. Let the dust settle. That's the video. A bit different today. Hope you found it informative. You know, it's good to sort of share my own personal thoughts on my interests as well as how it merges with stocks. If you find it informative, please like and subscribe. If you're interested in joining our Discord, have chats about any type of topic, any type of stock, the links are down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.